Hey guys, welcome back to Rust Berlin Talks. We are still waiting for people to arrive, and at the same time we have some nice meals, so people are chilling. And yeah, just wanted to start this live stream and just chat a little bit. Let's see who's watching. Can you guys say hi in the chat, or I don't know, just let me know how is the audio and video setup is, and yeah, just let me know how the technical stuff on your side, because I didn't have much time to check. Hopefully the new camera that I have is gonna hold on during the live stream, because first time using that. Tech is great. Thank you, Stefan. Stefan, your colleague just said hi to me, and I told him to say hi back, so you'll receive a very wholesome hi very soon. Just saying. Hello, Aishnaw. Everything is good, and there's no background video. Is nice. How are you doing that? Background video is nice. Like, this is not a. Wait, am I freezing? No. Okay, this is not a video. This is. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. And we have the ratatouille here, so we're just going all in, man. Hell yeah. Hello, welcome. Jane, welcome. I will try to grab somebody for a little interview, actually, because now that we're live, we can just do a short, I don't know, interview about Rust. And I see that we have at least 10 minutes until the first talk. As a background, I thought the video was separate and that was the placeholder banner you had put. No, it's actually real. Like this Ratatouille thing is real. So Ratatouille is real. Come on, Ratatouille is real, guys. Come on. So yeah, we have some air conditioning here as well, because it's extremely hot right now in Berlin. It's just crazy hot. So I'll try to bring somebody for a short interview. I was just trying to like pull somebody that is just wandering around. Maybe I'll chase someone around. I don't want to touch the camera too much, because we set this up, and yeah, I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but yeah, here we are, guys. Next time we'll have a better setup probably, but for now I think it's good enough. So yeah, Zeeshan is still working on the slides. It seems like people are having drinks. I cannot show anyone without consent, so yeah, it's just gonna see me for now. Maybe let me have a look around. Let me try to grab somebody. Let me try to grab somebody, guys. I'll be back. Actually, you're supposed to be hearing me right now. Okay. Now I'm trying to find someone to interview. How's everything going? We are live right now.
Yeah.
You want to say something to the audience?
Already?
Yeah, we're live. Yeah,
Almost done.
he's getting excited, guys. I don't know, he's grinding.
So can you send me the link to this?
Yeah. So let's share the link around, guys. Help out the live stream. Help out our efforts of spreading Rust. So if you're watching this, share it on socials. Let people see what we're doing for the community. Yeah, we are in JetBrain's office, by the way, in Berlin, in this hottest weather that I've seen so far in my short lifespan here. But it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. All right, so yeah, just like replying to some messages. But in the meantime, let's read the chat and let's see what people are saying. Hey Orhun, how are you? I'm doing fine, thank you. There's a ratty under your hat. Don't tell that, okay? We're just gonna cut this part out. Tokyo meetup vibes, absolutely. Can still hear you. Off the audio is very strange, like panning left and right and crackling. Hopefully just for me, let me check. Man, the AC sure is loud. I can probably okay, maybe it's better now. Guys, can you check the audio? How is it right now? There's like so many people here and it's really hot, so we need to have AC, and there's also background music. We're gonna turn it off soon. But yeah, how's the audio, guys? Audio's fine. It was just for me, audio's good. Okay, that's good to hear, because we are, like I said, it's a very last minute idea to live stream. Like I had this idea just last night, so we're using this wireless microphone and also this brand new camera that I'm gonna actually plan to use for my own live streams. We just forgot to order a tripod, of course. So after I get my tripod, we're gonna just use this camera. So yeah, in the meantime, guys, let me ask you some things. Okay, link to camera. I'm really happy this is live streamed. Thank you, Sermons. I'm doing my best here, man. Just guys, share it around, share with your homies, share it with your grandmother. Okay, your grandmother needs Rust. Okay, that was a bit bad. Sorry. Shout out to the babushka. The video quality is crazy good. I'm doing my best. The camera I have is a Sony something. So okay. What excites you the most about Rust? I want you to get some answers, guys. And I already know the answer, but I just want to like hear it from you. Let's have some little Q&A. Now that I couldn't get anyone for interview, let's not spend 5 minutes for nothing. Let's have some little chat with your Rust guy. It's blazingly fast. That's true. That's very true. Samus, I forgot to put your project in the slides, man. I'm really sorry. Like, I was gonna do it, but didn't have time. But I'm gonna mention it, hopefully. Well, I just mentioned it, guys. Check out Ratatouille SVG. It's SVG backend for Ratatouille. I told Sermons that I'm gonna like include it, but I'm terribly sorry. So ashamed. Embedded Rust is awesome. Opinionated, correctness. And love that you can really model all the ways your program library can error. Feeds my superiority complex. Rata SVG. Okay, my bad. I forgot to include your project in the slides, and the second thing, I butchered the name of the project. I'm absolutely ashamed by myself. Devastating. So 4 minutes. It needs a better name. I don't think so. It's good. Rata SVG is good. Oh man, if you're wondering why I'm just like keep walking around, is because there's this AC next to me and it's extremely hot right now, and I need to just walk around and like get some air. Like I am sweating, and also like the problem with the oh shit. Okay, I don't know what just happened, but the internet just decided to die for a moment, but we should be back. Yeah, the problem, what I was saying is, am I back, guys? It's probably yeah, I'm back. It's the JetBrains internet. If anything happens, it's not on me. It's supposed to be the best internet in whole Berlin. That was a lie. So yeah, we're so back. The thing that I was saying is, now that I'm gonna give a talk and also live streaming, and also very stressed about the camera being new, and I don't know how to trust it. Like, to be honest, if it heats up, then we're cooked. Like literally, like we're getting cooked in Berlin, guys. I'm not joking. I am not joking at all. Like it's yeah, it's problematic. But yeah, at least I did like at least like a 10 minute of stream where we have like a good footage. So remember this. If we get like black screen at some point, you just know that the camera is cooked. Don't worry about us, bro. Touch grass and talk to the people there. Come here, good mic has some pops too. Well, we have a networking session at the end of this live stream. I'll probably not gonna include that in the live stream, and we're probably gonna just spend some off the camera time there. But you know, just wanted to, you know, talk to you guys for a moment. You guys are important for me. Also, the background is crazy good, bro. Like, holy shit. This live stream is not sponsored by JetBrains. I don't know if I should say that or not. Well, I am being sponsored by JetBrains. Live sponsored. Flex. Alright, guys, let me just walk to the AC once more, because I am literally cooking right now in the office. So we're getting close to the first talk. Zeeshan is still grinding the slides. He's still like cooking. So yeah, just giving you guys some intel about what's going on in the office. We have actually really good food. We have like kick-ass food, bro. Not gonna lie. That's a nice first minimalist but corpus stuff. Didn't even notice the Remy down there. Brother, that's the most important part of the whole event. What are you talking about? Okay, Zeeshan is approaching me. Are you ready? You ready?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, you need to either go from this side or jump. Yeah, just go there. Be careful with the camera. Yeah, sorry, it's a weird setup. Anyways, guys. I'm gonna just close the lid. Cannot move my laptop because of your live stream. You can just put it on top of it. Yeah, on top. Yeah, go.
Without tight and stuff.
Yeah, go for it.
But it will fall, no?
I think it's fine. Or I can, yeah, let's do it like this. So you just put the mic.
Hello, everyone.
Do you prefer, like, you can put it?
Yeah, it's fine. Anything is fine for me.
No, that's definitely needed.
Yeah, because I might need to type. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay, this one.
So what do I do? Put this here?
There's a magnet. So like you remove the magnet. Remove the magnet.
Yeah.
It's
hard.
Yeah.
It's
Just
very professional.
Yeah, and then you. Yeah, exactly. Can you hold your laptop for a second?
Sure.
I'm gonna just put my stuff down there.
That's good.
And then I'm gonna give you the HDMI. And then the stage is yours.
Okay.
You can either.
This HDMI or?
This one.
This is not HDMI.
This one. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry. Does it work? 1 second.
I'm going to switch to the other screen. Just come here again.
I need still my beer.
I'll bring it for you. Don't worry.
Like this? No, like this.
No, just on your head. Like.
Sure.
No, first time doing this. I have no idea. If that works, then it's like that. But probably it needs to go behind your ear. Like that.
The other way around. Yeah, okay. I've never worn this. So.
Yeah, I have no idea as well. And then this one, wait. So it goes to your pockets somewhere.
Here, it's okay. The best would be.
You don't want it too close, then we'll hear your breathing.
Right.
It's better like, yeah. Right there.
How about this?
Yeah, otherwise
That's
you
good.
hear the breathing.
Yeah. Cool. How do I do it?
I got you. We're not starting it. Yeah, I'm not starting. Just setting it for Igor first. Yeah. Just setting things up.
Who's Igor? I hope it works.
So
Okay,
we
cool.
need one presentation before you actually, just a short one, if you don't mind, from Igor.
Oh, sure.
5 minutes.
Yeah. But how do we do that? I'm here already.
Yeah, we just too early.
How do I?
You just leave your laptop here and then we switch.
Okay. Just try to figure this out.
Yeah, just leave that here and then we just welcome you back. Yeah, you. Yeah.
Oh, should I keep this or
Yeah, sure. You can keep it. So.
just mute it? Is there a mute?
Yeah, there's. Can I take the other one too?
Yeah, sure.
Possible. There's a magnet inside that.
Sorry. 1 sec. Just drop it.
Good.
I'm good. I also need to connect somehow and pass through, but I think. Why? Why? And I would.
I'll remove it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine.
just-
No?
no,
Oh, the
it's
other
fine.
side. No.
Do I remove it? You
Yeah.
want me to remove?
Yeah. Just 5 minutes now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope.
Maybe it's
1, 2, 3. Nope, it's fine, mixer. Yeah. 1. Yeah. Okay, starting. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome. As always, let's start with a few updates on our RustRover IDE for Rust. I should be quick, like 5 minutes tops. Yeah, my name is Igor. As some of you already know, I'm a software developer at JetBrains doing RustRover. And here are some updates of us for these months. First of all, we've got a new developer advocate for us, Orhun. Yeah, he's doing quite a lot of open source development and stuff. He'll be talking about it more in the second talk. Yeah. And next, let's talk about the product a bit more. We'll soon release our new version of RustRover. It should include a bunch of new features. First, which I want to mention is support for web backend frameworks, as I did last time. But yeah, that is support for Axiom and request grades. For example, IDE will now understand what your routes are, allow you to do certain actions with it, like generate some HTTP client calls. It will show you all your routes of your package. You will be able to navigate. It will also use as incompletion of your routes, and you will also be able to do find usages of the routes of the strings, which may be useful. The next cool thing we have is interactive macro tester, as we call it, which basically helps you test either your macro or macro from some crate. You can play around with it in our APIs for now, but we will release it hopefully in a month or so. Yeah, another thing that we are cooking is we are doing plugin for Solana. It should help you play with tools like anchor the toml and the transaction and all stuff and logs pretty good, I would say. We hope to release it in a month also. Another thing that we were doing these few months, we were trying to support Ferrocene toolchain because, first of all, Ferrocene is a Rust toolchain for some mission-critical stuff that has a bunch of approved standards and stuff like this. Sorry for not selling it pretty good. But yeah, previously we had some issues in RustRover, pretty severe issues, I would say, and now it should be fixed and work pretty fine with Ferrocene toolchain. Yeah, that's it. One small notice, we have 10% discount from main meter, from our partners from main meter for the conference Eurorust. If you want to get it, please come to me or whoever else. I will give you the code. Yeah, and that's it, I guess. You can check out our site, whatever, download, try it for free for some time or for non-commercial use. Yep, thank you, and let's go to the talks. Do it.
Yep.
Just gonna switch again. Sorry. Okay, should be good.
And this one.
That's on.
This something. Is it yours? Sorry for your loss. Okay, let's set this up again. Okay. Okay. Shall we start? Put speaker notes if it's possible. Okay, now. Okay, are we good to go? Cool. Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Zeeshan. I'll be presenting about something called Reimagining that I recently did. We start with something called Pico 8. I don't know if you have heard of it, but it's from a company called Lexoffel, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a pretty cool thing, as you will see soon. It's a fantasy console, like old style of consoles, like in the 80s and 90s that we had, the good old days. And it's a computer that never existed. And it still doesn't exist, and I don't think it ever will as a computer itself. But it does work on retro consoles. I have brought one with me. If you can give me my backpack. Sure. Thank you. And I'll show it to you soon. You can have some fun with it. There's a lot of companies making these kind of consoles, which are like Game Boy style, something like that. Yeah, so they run a lot of different kind of simulators, emulators of all kinds, all Atari games, old Nintendo of all kinds, and pretty cool. This one has I don't know, hundreds of thousands, I think, of different kinds of games. And Pico 8 is one of them. It doesn't come pre-installed really on it, so you have to set it up and stuff, but it works, and that's pretty cool. It's really tiny, but it's on purpose, and it's really cool that it's tiny. And the limits, there are a lot of limits in the game, and they are on purpose. So you are limited, but at the same time, it's very emancipating because you don't have a lot of complexity. You have very simple world that you can very easily manipulate, very easily make games with. And you can make like a whole game in an evening, like not a very cool one, but something that works and it's a full game. You can do it if you're good at the programming language that it comes with. It has a 128 by 128 pixel screen. 128 by 128. This is not 1280 by something. 128. That's it. And it's not just the game itself. It's the whole environment that is 128 by 128, and the games run in the same environment, and you do everything in the same environment. You make the games in the same environment. And it has 16 fixed colors. 16 is all you need, right? There you have like sprites that are 256 sprites and 8 by 8 each. You can have bigger ones, but then per sprite you're taking more. So you can have 16 by 16, but then you're consuming 16 of the pixels. So your number of sprites will decrease if you have bigger sprites. And it has a tile map. It's like a tile-based map where you put, it's based on sprites. So you put sprites in the map. I'll show you. So don't worry if you get confused of anything in here. There's no confusion in this whole talk. 4 sound channels. 4 sound channels is a lot, actually. Like if you look at the old good old days, that's a lot of channels for those days. And it has a sound effects creator plus music creator, all built in trackers and everything. And it has 5 different kinds of editors for everything, all on the same virtual machine. Code, sprite, map, sound effects, music. That's it. That's all you need for a game, right? Especially if it's run on a 128 by 128 pixel. There's the bad part. It runs Lua code. A lot of people manage to like it, especially people who are not programmers, and I think that was a selling point in the end. Like, I know a lot of people in this Pico 8 community that are not really programmers, but they're more like artists, and they're fascinated by retro gaming, so they come to it, and Lua is very easy for them to just get a hang of because it doesn't offer any features, right? So, of course, it's easy. And it has limited tokens, so it limits the number of, everything is limited, right? Like as I mentioned, sprites and sound effects are also like there's limited number of them. Everything is, so also the code is limited. So your code cannot be beyond certain number of tokens. Comments don't count and white space doesn't count, but that's a good thing, but still it's limited. And this is one of the coolest part. Cards, like cards as in the games that you create, they can be exported as PNG files, and that PNG is a real PNG image, as in .png file. I'm not talking about something else that is PNG as well. It's the actual PNG that you're thinking of. And the cool thing is that it's a screenshot of your game, and it has everything in it. The whole game is in the screenshot of your game. And it's small, it's a few kilobytes, and it's amazing. And it does a web export as well, very easy, and then you can put it on the web and you can play on the web. And there's a whole community around Pico 8. There's a Discord server actually, and they have like a sort of like a store where you can. It's not like paid anything paid. You don't have to pay for it, but you can share your cards or games to a community very easily, and then you can download and upload and all that. It's pretty amazing. And talking of 80s childhood, right? There was this TV series called Airwolf. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember this, but it was a really awesome TV series that got me really into helicopters. And there was also some games made out of it. Like one of the most famous one was called Airwolf. It was like a sideway game, and it's like, as it says in the copyright notice, 1987. So really 80s stuff. It was really amazing. My cousin was really, really good at it. I don't think anyone can be as good at this game as he was, because I think he played like, I don't know, 50 hours at least on this tiny game that he finished like countless times. So I was like, why don't I write this one? But I'm no game developer. So I decided to make one of those, a replica of one of those that are upside down, so it's much easier to make, because the sideway games are harder, at least for me. I don't know, I'm not a game developer. So I'll show you my repo now. What happened? It's not going out of full screen. Did it go out of full screen? Yes, it did. Where's my mouse? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Ah, there. Okay. It's a bit hard because I don't see it here. This is the other repo. The first one is this. I'll increase the fonts, don't worry. So you can see it. Can you see it? So let's see what it has. So there are different kinds of files there, and Pico 8 has an extension .pico p8. It's the default saving, like it saves everything in there. But as I said, you can export as PNG or web. But by default, it's like this. So if you do like Pico 8 run, I think it's run or dash run. Or maybe it's a dash run. Maybe I need help. Yeah, this is the bad part, right? Oh, it came here. And it said some weird thing. So, Pico 8. Let's load. One of the games, my Shellbuster, Skullbuster. Sorry. How do you? See. This is my friend who made this game. So I'm sure you can see quite a bit because it's 128 by 128 pixels. Maybe I should have changed the resolution of the screen. But I can, of course, always make it bigger. It just scales it. And so you have all the code in here. The code is on this side. Then you have sprites, all those weird sprites that you can make. You know, you have all kinds of tools. Yeah, there are these tools for copy paste, all kinds. You have all these colors that you can put. And you have this map that is made of these sprites, so you put just sprites on it and stuff. There is a sound editor. I don't know how to, 1 second. I'll increase the volume. Hopefully it works. And you can hear something. I'll put the mic next to it, I guess. That should help. No? I think you can't hear it. Or maybe the volume is going somewhere else. Because I can't hear it either. Sound settings, maybe I can, sorry. I'm just playing with the sound settings to make sure that it's goes to the output speakers.
Front, right.
Okay, that should work. At least I can hear it. Do you hear it? Yeah, it's a very small sound. Sorry. It's also a small sound, so it's like hard to hear. Maybe you can hear something. So you can also make all these sound effects, and then there is music that you can compose here. It's really cool. Anyway, so it's a whole environment, right? And if I have press Control R, and then it runs it, then I can press a button. Anyway, so you get the message. So this is Pico 8, right? And on the console you can do all kinds of stuff. And it hot reloads. Like if you change anything, it can save it, and then it can run it directly. So you can just work on it right in this environment. Right. Cool. Also, talking of I mentioned the Earwolf. So I also made the Earwolf thing, almost. Didn't fully complete it, we'll mention later. Let's see if this works. Yeah. But it loads it here, so that's annoying. Could not load. Okay. Thank you. There we go. That should work. Jesus. Here's my mouse. It's good. So yeah, as you can see, I'm doing a lot of includes because I like modular stuff, right? Like, so, and then I have all these sprites, and then the map. It's a scrolling map. It's sound and music. I don't know if you know if you know it, you know it. Let's play it. Anyway, so you get the message. So that's Pico 8. Let's go now further. So that's cool, right? Full screen, yeah. So all good then, right? It's pretty cool, awesome, and you can make games in it, all good. Not quite. When I was working on the game, I just couldn't love Lua. Like I tried, but it's just not the same, especially if you come from Rust, right? I need types, I just really do. And it's one based index, so I don't know, it's hard to get used to that, I couldn't. Again, as I said, like if you come from somewhere, a background where you don't know how to code, and you're told like index is one base, sounds very natural to you. And there's a limit on the code rather than runtime, resources. You can, do 1 GB or whatever. I think it will just crash. I don't think there is any limit to how many resources you can use. There are no libraries to use. That's also annoying. So you have to do everything yourself, and then it counts on your budget. So what do you do? And it's closed source, so you have to pay. I want Rust. I just want Rust. So I wanted like types, I wanted cargo, I want Rust analyzer, all the good stuff. And it catches everything at compile time, like most things at least. That'll be awesome. So I was like, okay, this is good. And for a while I tried with a few things, but I was like, okay, who has the time? At least I don't. So I was like, okay, this has to be my retirement plan, right? Like, because I will never get time to implement replicate the whole Pico 8, but that it uses Rust. Recently, Claude introduced this model, Fable 5. They were really boasting about it, that it's capable of a lot. So I was like, okay, why don't I try it? Because from the company I had, from the employer, I had the Mac subscription. So I was like, okay, yeah, since I have it, why not try it? And it would be really cool to do it because it's the dream, right? Like you get the machine to do the boring stuff that you don't want to do or you don't have time to do, and you do all the exciting stuff like game development. So it will make all of that, and if it can do it, then I can just do the games that's what I want to do in the first place. So I wrote a prompt for this one. I tell it to make a Pico 8 replica. Same feel every way, same constraints in most ways, except for the code part, which I'll get to later. Same charm. But the games are in Rust. And also the implementation is in Rust, so everything is in Rust. It's written in Rust. We will make use of WebAssembly, because WebAssembly is cool. So Rust, you compile to WebAssembly, and it's loaded in a sandbox to play it. And no limit on source code whatsoever. You can have like million lines of code, billion lines of code, as long as Rust tooling can handle it, it's fine. But limits on resources, where it should be. And since it's 128 by 128 pixel, I thought what other number would be good? 128. So everything is 128K limited. So your memory, everything, right? And in 30 minutes, I thought it would take it days or even hours at least. But in 30 minutes, it has a working implementation for me that worked. It actually worked. I was really surprised. I was not expecting. I was like, after 30 minutes, said, I'm done. I'm like, really? I was very skeptical. But I looked at it. Every essential thing just worked out of the box, including example games, right? And this is not some code that it has seen before, right? Like it's a Rust implementation of Pico 8. I've looked for it. I haven't seen it. There is something similar, but not quite. Lots of minor issues, sure, of course. If I had done it, so same thing. Most of them I ironed out in the last week or so. I think I did it last week or week or two, so something like that. And Rico 8 was born. I created Rico 8, not I created. Well, at least I was directing it. I was deciding all implementation details and everything, but it was writing the code. I wrote very little code, to be honest, fully honest. But what's the cart development like? How is that? How does it look like? You import Rico 8. You have everything. You don't have a lot in the Rico 8 SDK. You get an SDK. It will be published. I haven't yet published yet. I haven't released. But you can get it from the Git repo, right? And what you do is you create a type for your game. It could be struct, enum, whatever. And you implement the game trait for it. And there are two things, and it derived from it. I kept it as much as it was good from Pico 8. So in Pico 8, you have the same thing. You have these methods, functions actually, on the top level in the Lua code, which are update and draw, and that's what it keeps calling. So I think, so there's init, so it calls init, then it calls update and draw every frame. So every frame, it will be calling these two methods. So the update is mutable, which makes sense because you do all your logic in update, and then in draw, you do nothing but drawing. So you don't get mutability because why would you need mutability there? Anyway, so this is how it is, pretty simple. This is a simple thing, it actually works, as far as I know, last I checked. 60 FPS by default, Pico 8 is 30 FPS by default, and you can choose, the cart can choose to be 60, but I did it the other way around, so I think it makes sense. Can change it always, it's easy. As I mentioned, 128K limit, so your cart has to be 128K, like the code and everything. And the RAM you get when you're loaded, it's 128K in total, everything, stack, heap, everything. And there's a per frame work budget too, because WASM allows you to have this thing called fuel, Actually, at least WASME does. I don't know WASM does, but the WASME crate that I'm using for the VM, it has a budget, so you can specify how much CPU can something use, and that is also 128K. So you have 128,000 instructions, which is quite a lot actually. I think I will reduce it, if maybe. And a card can be no STD, so you can learn to do no STD programming in a very fun way. And by default, all cards are no STD, because why do you need STD? And you can use heapless. Wife is messaging me. Heapless for fixed size collections, so you have a fixed size that doesn't change on runtime. So on runtime, you can be assured that you're not using more resources than needed. And it's just tiny by default. Projects are real cargo crates. Awesome. It's like you can use your own editor as well. You can do Rust programming in that 128 pixel, 128 by 28 pixel, but if you're brave enough, but I'm not. So I do it externally, and the build, like auto reloads actually. So you don't need to leave the environment to code. Console hot reloads the WASM, right, when it detects changes. And the sandbox is using this WASME implementation of WASM. There's no WASI, no external stuff for now at least, no file system, no networking. I want to add persistence, of course, like some games need it. It would be nice for high score and stuff, like you want to keep it. No networking for now, but that's also something that would be good for multiplayer stuff. Pico 8 allows that somehow, but it's really, really complicated to do. I would, if I do it, it will be quite simple. And there's just 26 around like API functions that you get to call, like SDK calls it for you behind the scene. So small API. If you have infinite loops, you will get the fuel metering will catch on to it, and you will get a friendly error, not a hang. If you go out of your heap allocation or your memory or your stack, even you also get a friendly error. And you can export to PNG, yes. And you can import it back. Also, you can export to HTML, yes. And this is one self-contained web page. And you can import your Pico 8. So if you have Pico 8, you can import it. It imports everything but the code, because how would you translate automatically unless you use LLM or something? Even then, it would not be most of the time not correct in the first place. So anyway, So you can do that, but you can get all the other resources. So you import all the resources, which I did for the Airwolf game. So then you can do the coding part yourself, and you can, this is how you do it. How else we see it, because escape. And now I switch to, is it this one? Does it say Rico 8? Now, cargo run. We have a platformer. I can directly run it, but it loaded in this same window, so same desktop, so that's good. That's already a win. And then, so we loaded it. It's a similar environment, right? Like not very different, a bit different. Lua doesn't have, it's not case sensitive, so everything is capital in Pico 8, but Rust is not. I realized that afterwards. I was like, how do I edit the code here if it's everything is capital letters? So you can write all your code right here in Rust. You have sprite. You have map. You have music again. And you can just, if you just print Control R, you can just do this. And since this game was generated by LLM, it works, but you can't really get to those things. So we will have to fix that. Let's fix that, right? And that's how I can. And you see, it compiles and it tells you what happened. And it can give you error as well if you make a mistake in the code. So let's make this a crab. How about that? How much time do I have? Am I already running out?
You have 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Let's make it a crab. Yeah. Should we make it a crab?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You can remove things. So you can do this. And then go back to this mode. There we go. I think these legs are not needed, right? This is a fill tool, so next thing, oh, did I think I picked the wrong tool? No. There we go. Shoot. I don't have undo right now. Okay. We'll need to, we will do by elimination, right? Shoot, I'm still on this wrong tool. Okay, we can manage. Nah, sorry. It's a bit hard to see from here, so that's also a reason. Not saying I'm not bad at this, just not that bad. There we go. So, how is it? This one? Yeah, okay, nothing on this side. Okay. Here's some bug, I think. Okay, somewhere there. And I think it's here, right? Is it more or less the same? Oh, I put M2 up. Sorry. It's good? Okay, I think this will do. Yeah, this looks okay. I mean, not the best, but. And another problem is that it has, the jump is too small, right? That's why I can't reach. So we can look at the code. Good luck with the. So there's somewhere where there is the y velocity defined. There we go. So I think if we put it is like -5. Okay, let's keep the same, everything same. There we go. Come on. I still can't do it. Okay, that means the button. Okay, that's enough. Anyway, yeah, I also ported there's other stuff too. Forgot to give you the pad, game pad, game thing. You can see it on this too. Okay, well, they can spread it around later. Okay, I have 3 minutes, so I'll just get on with it. So ported Airwolf to it as well, finished today, I think, more or less. We already broke this. By the way, it runs on real hardware. And it's a player, like a player binary that runs on this. So it's a separate binary because it's only for playing. It also runs on the desktop. Yeah. The only handheld I put it to is this one. It's called Pockety. It runs this ArcOS thing, which is Linux-based something. Distribution, Linux distribution. You just drop the binary, drop the card, and you can just play. Control R rebuilds, we already saw it. You save, build, okay. Also, I wanted to show the web, but I can give you the link and you can see it later. It's open source, it's GPL3 for now at least. I don't know if that's good or not. You can make a binary, game binary with it. Yeah, that's the link. I can also give you the link to the web part, which is just GitHub.io, you know, Xenix.github.io /Rico8, and then you see the games. Yeah, that's basically it. I'll give you this to play with if you want. Cool. Any questions, or do I have time for it even?
Let's take some questions.
Okay.
5 minutes maybe.
Cool, yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah, this person.
Really cool. I come back to the question of the dependencies. You mentioned that there was no dependencies for Lua. That was a big thing that kind of stopped you. What is the dependency situation here? If you've got
You can use any crate, any cargo crate.
that's included in those 128 kilobytes.
Yes, but we do like this optimization, so you can, in your crate, you can have these release optimizations, you know, like the typical ones, LTO and all that. So it's not that big then, especially if you have no STD, and then you use a crate that supports no STD, of course, and it will be very small. Like that, you can come up with really tiny binaries. Actually.
So what is the actual, like basically when you create the card, what is it actually holding? Is it holding a binary representation?
Yeah, it's a
compiled and then set up in the card? Like that's what I'm kind of missing. Is it because it seems like you've got the text. So
yeah, so it compiles to WASM, like a WASM binary. Is it .wasm, I think?
Yeah.
And the VM and the player, they'll just load it runtime using this VM library called WASMe.
But for the editor, you've got the text. So that's my question. Is it like
yeah, it's running
the text and the binary, and so therefore. Yeah, that's my question.
No, so there are two concepts. Like one is the repo. So the console, it can load the repo as it is, and it runs it as a Rust, like it compiles with cargo and all that. And it can also load source code from the PNG, but I don't see the point of it in a compiled language. I think I'll remove that. So in the PNG, by default, what I imagine is that you only have the WASM as the code, and it just loads that WASM along with the resources.
Okay, so that was the part I was missing. So basically, you kind of get rid of the coding aspect once you generate the game.
It will be right now. You can put because in the PNG header you can put anything you want. So currently it's possible to put the code in the so it adds it there. So if you load it from a PNG currently, if it has the code, code was there, it will also get the code.
Okay, and then if you want to ever add a new dependency, you then have to regenerate the WASM.
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
One more question. Pass the microphone, I'm trapped here.
So yeah, thank you for the talk. It's just a question about the PNG. Is the game then stored in like the metadata
Yeah. Everything is in the metadata. Yeah.
Not like storing the pixel data and then you.
No. It's not. Yeah. No. It's not watermarked or something. No. Okay.
Thank you for your talk.
No worries. And with this one, you just find Rico 8, and you can launch it, and then all the games are there. Okay. That's this one. Okay, one sec. Yeah, it starts playing on its own.
All right. So weird. It's like I'm just gonna drop my laptop from this stage. Anyways, we are live, by the way. Hello, guys. If you guys watching live, you can say something and you'll see your message. Rat jump scare. Okay, I think the audio is good. Cool. Oh, it's so weird. Like, what? Okay, I'm just gonna press on my laptop just to keep it stable. All right, guys, welcome to my talk. It's good to see everyone here. I have recently joined JetBrains, and I'm doing Rust developer advocacy, and I'm also now co-organizing this meetup, which is great. So very happy to be here. I moved to Berlin from Ankara, and now I see many new faces and potential new friendships. So very happy to be here. So this is not our official logo. I have generated this with ChatGPT, but if you have suggestions, we might take them, because as Rust Berlin, we have multiple events. We have online events, we have this one, we have another one, and I think we don't have a logo, right? Liran, do we have a logo? We do? Oh, that's the Berliners. Okay, got it, cool. My bad. But yeah, okay, cool. So my name is Orhun Parmaksiz, and today I'm gonna make you guys reimagine the terminal. So let's get into it. The terminal is how we escape the matrix. So when you think about it, when you just imagine the tools that we are using right now, everything that you're using to do development, editing, art, and so on, there is one underlying thing that never goes away, and that's the terminal. You can always use the terminal to do certain operations. And it's been around for many years. I mean, it was in the movies, it was in all kinds of media. And I'm gonna just explain what it is real quick. So can I see hands? How many of you use the terminal and know what a terminal is? And is anyone volunteering to explain to me what you think terminal is? can you have a description of what a terminal is? What is it for you? Just one simple thing, guys. Come on. You guys are using it. Everyone just like, okay, there you go.
It starts a shell that you have input and output.
Input and output. Yeah, that's good. Exactly. So I'm running a terminal emulator right now. It is, okay, 1 second. Let me check the live stream because live stream is gone. Very nice. Everyone is texting me about that right now, probably. Okay. Give me a second. Can we maybe just... Okay. Okay, we should be back in a second. Hopefully. Okay, we're back. Cool. It happens. Oh, guys, this is the first time that I'm doing this, so there might be some hiccups. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Better?
Yeah, that's better. That's perfectly fine. All right, we're back. Fixing the issue. No image. Okay, so what we were saying. Going back to the terminal. Terminal is input and output, right? You run something, you get some output, and it could be like file related. It could be some program that you're running. You know, you run something like this, you get some output. So input and output. And it's not real, actually. So today we're going to follow the white rat. Just follow me, and I'll show you something. So, terminal has another dimension. And this was a secret. Now it's not. You guys are the first ones that know this. And it can do more things, actually. You can do... So what is going on here? What are we looking at, right? And today, this talk is basically about that. So let's start from the beginning. Do you guys know who this person is? How many of you know this person? Terry Davis, he is a brilliant programmer. He has built many tools, many crazy stuff. He said one day, God said, I made his temple. And he made Temple OS. It's a 64-bit operating system. It's designed to be a modern-day temple for God, his words. And it's entirely built from scratch. It included a kernel, a compiler, and libraries. And he built all of that by himself in the time span of, I think, 10 years, 8 years, or something like that. And there was like no AI. So, what is Temple OS? Okay, so I'm gonna run it for you. 1 second. Let me run it again. One. So this is Temple OS. And you see that it's very different than the conventional things that we have seen. Like, it's like this flash in images, this text, things are spinning there. And like, I don't even know what the hell is going on, to be honest. Like, and he made his own flight simulator, math programs, many other complex software. He built with his own programming language called Holy C, and he built it for this operating system. There is no networking because he believed that God instructed him to not have networking. And there's a certain resolution of this operating system that is only that, and you cannot change it because he thinks that God, again, instructed him for doing this. He is a crazy guy, but for sure he was onto something, and he has built all of these things by himself. And one of the crazy things that he built was this thing. So I will show you a video of him. He was live streaming on YouTube mostly and building things. And here he is showcasing a math program that he has built. And what he is doing is basically drawing something, and then he's exporting that. And then the exported thing becomes a part of the terminal, like the command line itself. So basically, you could render 3D objects inside the command line, and you could actually copy and paste them inside editor, and you can just move them around and do whatever you want with them. So in this operating system, you could have documents where you're combining 3D elements, text, images, or anything you want. Fast forward to the future. So Rust came along, and that's why we are all here. And Rust came along with a library called Ratatouille. Well, it didn't came along with that. Ratatouille was much after that, but now we have Ratatouille. And it is a library for building terminal user interfaces. How many of you know about Ratatouille here? All right, that's very cool. How many of you build things with Ratatouille? Very nice. So how does it work? What is a terminal user interface? So if you look at how terminal works, it basically consists of little cells that either contain a symbol. They contain a symbol basically. Let's put it that way. So each cell can contain some character, some color, and that makes the whole terminal canvas. And we use these Unicode connecting blocks to draw things in a proper way. So if you want to build let's say, a box, you use Unicode to render it like this here. And you can see it actually from the terminal emulator that I just showed you. If you, oops, that was wrong. I don't know why it's lagging, by the way. Probably it's because I'm live streaming. So you can see it from the back side that it basically contains like cells, and that's basically how terminal works. So if you put everything together, that looks like a UI, but actually we are just using characters. So Ratatouille gives us some widgets to build these UIs. There are some examples of that. Then there's a demo of Ratatouille actually running. So you can have a gauge, you can have a spark line, you can have list, table, bar chart, and all kinds of widgets. Fun fact, these slides that you're seeing right now are actually running in the terminal, and those demos are actually binaries, like compiled Rust binaries that are embedded inside this terminal slideshow tool. So these are actually like the things that are running, like this is Ratatouille running inside the slide right now. This is not a GIF. So those are just the exact representation of what you get if you run the Ratatouille examples today. So let's see other ones. We have Sparkline. We have something like chart. You know, you can build things like this, or you can have a canvas. You can have a world map. You can have something like this one where it's actually animated, but it's so slow. You can have this, I don't know, some shape. So yeah, and we're actually not limited to that. You can like build your own third-party widgets. There is this TUI candlestick chart widget. Maybe close the the window thing, because there's like a little reflection on the screen, guys. Liran, are you here? Can you lower down the thing? Thank you. So how do we create these widgets? And this is actually a really minimal representation of of how you can build Ratatouille programs. So first you need to create a terminal, and you can just run this function to do that. And then you get like this closure where you can render anything. And here you can see that I'm rendering a widget called rat, and the rat is just putting a rat emoji. And then you restore the terminal because you need to basically switch to a new like alternate screen to be able to render these terminal user interfaces. And using this logic, you can have things like this, where it's a TUI globe widget, where we have an actual world 3D, not a 3D, but like this world globe thing. I don't know, some widget. They're all following the same logic. So how about the apps, actual apps? You can build things like this, and these are like some examples that I've just recently discovered. Oh, wow. No, that's the wrong side. Okay. So this is called Patent, and it's basically a search tool for the existing project. So if you have an idea of a project, then you can just use this to search the platforms, and then you get an idea of whether if it exists or not. Also, there's another one that I found. It's called Swap UI. Basically, a search and replace tool, but more powerful and runs in the terminal. And like I said, there are so many other apps that you can build. And here are some links to the things that you can check. And also, I post these on social media. So if you want to like see the TUI updates, you can follow Ratatouille on socials. But we are not actually limited to the terminal. There are other ways, like other things that you can build. There is a library called Ratzilla that gives you abilities to build a Rust TUI and then use WebAssembly to make a website. So this is we call a backend. So this is a backend for the TUI that you can use. I will show you one example that was recently built. So this is a Modbus TUI that was, actually this runs in the terminal, but this is right now on a website. So entire thing is powered by Rust, Ratatouille, and WebAssembly. So you don't have to write any JavaScript or HTML or anything like that. You just have one binary, and it runs both on a website and also on your terminal. There are other examples of that here as well. There are like some games. Of course, this is a database explorer, I think, or a node, yeah, some node TUI. So Ratzilla makes that possible. So you can build web applications. Or there is Mousefoot. This is an embedded graphics back, small TUIs. Like let's say like you have a little display, and you can basically run Ratatouille on that. And the way that you do it basically is you have the drivers, display drivers for this platform, Rust drivers, and then you have this extra layer where Ratatouille is able to render on them. Somebody actually built a espresso machine dashboard using Ratatouille, embedded Ratatouille, let's say, and they were actually monitoring their espresso machine with this. So this little thing is running a terminal UI and Rust, and it just shows you what you have and like some other stuff. I don't know, I don't have an espresso machine, but it's definitely really cool. I just moved here, man. I didn't have time to buy it. All right, so PSP, you can run TUIs on PSP. This is really interesting. Running Ratatouille inside Unity, because why not, I guess. It's possible. And there's this really kick-ass demo about that. So another like really important ecosystem like part of our project that is part of our ecosystem is Bevy Ratatouille. So Bevy Ratatouille makes you able to use the Bevy game engine, and also you have a Ratatouille rendering capabilities. And it basically looks like this. If you have used Bevy, you can just plug a Ratatouille into it, and you can make Tui apps using Ratatouille and Bevy. So I want you guys to meet one of my friends, Gold, Silver, Copper. He has made an extra backend for Ratatouille. It's called Soft Ratatouille, and it's used in Bevy Ratatouille and also the eGUI backend. And it's basically a backend that is capable of running rendering TUIs on anything. So you can have a 3D spinning cube, and you can have some TUI running on that. And recently, we have used this approach for something. So I've started Terminal Collective almost 2 years ago, and recently we are doing podcasts, and we needed a cool animation for our intro and on our while we were talking, we wanted a cool animation. So at Terminal Collective, we have created this animation, and this is basically like this, on the screen of these VT100 terminals. The camera just died again. Oh my God. What is this? Okay, give me a second. I think it's heating up because of Berlin weather or something. I don't know. Okay, we're back. So on the screen of these VT100 terminals, they are actually rendered with Ratatouille. So we found this VT100 model, this computer, and we created a Bevy program, and we're using soft Ratatouille to render these terminal UIs. So the whole thing is actually Rust code. There's no Blender. There's no other tool involved. You just run cargo run, and it generates you this animation. And you can change the text on this really easily because it's just Ratatouille. And the render pipeline is really simple. Ratatouille first draws your UI, and then we convert that UI to pixels, and Bevy uses that as an image and basically renders that on top of the model. And that's the whole flow of this animation. So I saw this and I was like, we can do more. Like, we can have terminal UIs rendered inside of 3D environment. How about we do a terminal that is 3D? So that was the idea. So I started cooking. These are from my initial experiments. Very bad vibe-coded games. This rectangle in the background is supposed to be a TUI, but it's not. So I'm live streaming those things as well. So if you go to my channel, you can see me building horrible games, and just really bad. But my first objective was having a spinning rat as my cursor in the terminal. Actual 3D rat. So we need to draw the Ratatouille terminal buffer to an image that Bevy can use as a texture. So to do that, Gold, Silver, Copper again, he actually created another backend called Parlay Ratatouille. So Parlay is another Rust library, and it uses another library called Velo to do some GPU stuff. And this Parlay Ratatouille backend is basically responsible for rendering these types of fonts and characters, and it does some other magic. I don't know. It works. So what I did was basically I have first initialized Ratatouille with a Parlay backend, and then we can basically render the TUI application, as usual, you can just call terminal draw. It gives you a frame. In the frame, you'd render some widgets. And what I was trying to do was get the cursor position. So you can get that info from Ratatouille. So you get the cursor position from the frame, and then you map that cursor cell into the actual coordinates in the Bevy 3D plane, or like the Bevy image. And then you can just spawn an object at the point of the cursor. So here I'm just loading some GLB file, and then it's been just spawned at the cursor position, and then you can just animate that. And at the end of that, you get something like this. You basically have a terminal that has a rat just spinning. And of course, I'm doing more in there where I parse the NC escape codes and do some other like handling, like special handling, and then like the font handling and the Bevy scene, the lightning, and all that. But in a nutshell, that's the thing that I did, and it turned out great. I had a rat in my terminal, and you can configure your cursor like the rat as well. So this is my friend's dog, Pasha, and we had Pasha as our cursor, because why not? So, okay, we have Bevy, a full-fledged game engine. It's using 300 megabytes of RAM. So just having a rat cursor is not enough. So we might as well make it worth it. So I added this 3D mode. It's something that I just came up with. Just, I was thinking, how about we just rotate the terminal? How about we have the back side of the terminal? So yeah, that's just something fun that I've built, because you are actually capable of doing this with Bevy. And the terminal, if you imagine if the terminal had a backside, it would maybe have, I don't know, these cells looking like that. Or I don't know, maybe there was a rat just behind everything and just controlling the whole terminal. I don't know. It's just like up to your imagination. So remember Terry Davis? I built a Temple OS demo as well, because this is like, remember, this is where this ideas came to me, because I saw what Terry Davis did with Temple OS, where you had like 3D objects in the command line. And this demo is basically where I can place any 3D object and actually like edit the document. So I insert something here or like there, and if you move it around, you can copy and paste it, and it's just part of the whole document. So why is this useful, you might be asking? Let's say you are a game developer and you have your code, and you can actually, like with this editor, let's say, you can render the actual object inside the editor. So you don't have to, like you can have like previews and so on. So this is made as a tribute to Terry Davis's Temple OS. And also there's a Kitty image support, because Ratty and Kitty, and I was like, that's a fun little thing. And under the hood, this is how it looks. So you can, like, what I am doing is just attach a 3D object to a certain cell, and if you move the cell around, it just moves. But how do we communicate that to the terminal? So I came up with the Ratty graphics protocol, and this is the way that you tell to the terminal that you want to render a 3D object. And it supports some queries, some like, I don't know, some commands. And basically you just send this to the terminal, and it understands it, and then you can basically do things. And I created a Rust library for this called Ratatouille Ratty. And in this library, you can I don't know, we just use this protocol in a more usable way. You don't have to know the ANSI escape codes. It died again? Okay. I think it's because of the heat. Or I don't know, maybe I don't know how to use the camera. All right, guys, I'll be back in a second. Okay. So let's have a look at some examples and let's see. So these examples are built with Ratatouille, Ratatouille Rati, and they are built for the Rati terminal. And yeah, of course, everything is Rust. So Rubik's Cube, it's now like an actual 3D Rubik's Cube rendered inside of the terminal entirely. And it's just a single Rust file. It's wipe coded. And it just works. There is this one. You can draw something and you can see the preview, real time preview of the object, and you can actually use your mouse to rotate it and just, I don't know, let's do something clear. Let's do Rust. That was a fancy T. So, yeah. Somebody built a CAD application. So there's something called OpenSCAD or something, and they have like ported that to Ratatouille terminal, so you can just have some representation of an object, and at real time it compiles it and shows it to you on the right side. So that's now also possible, and it supports like zooming in, out, moving it around, and so on. So it's just a quick way of previewing some object in the terminal. If you have a like OpenSCAD code, let's say, you can just open this editor. It's called RadSCAD, and you can see what's in there, you know, preview it. There's another one. It's called Comshan, and this is a serial monitor. So you run it from the terminal, and what happens is, okay, this GIF is just not the right one. 1 second. Let's open it here. So let's say you have an embedded application where you're using the gyroscope sensor. What you can do here, maybe let's go to the Rati repo. You can just map the coordinates, like the real-time coordinates and the rotation of the object to this serial monitor, and it just previews it for you. So in the terminal, you just see the like you just move something around, and in the terminal you just see it real time. It just maps all the coordinates to what you have. So that's another example application, but it's actually something you can. There are endless possibilities, so you can build many things with this. So verdict. So Ratatouille and Rust made these things possible. And I guess some projects aren't about why, and they are about why not. So if you have a crazy idea, now it's the right time to pursue it, because AI is getting pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So let's remember Terry Davis. My slide just died, but there's a image of Terry Davis there. Actually, let me restart. Oh, nice. Is this safe, guys? I think Westterm just died. First Berlin talk, presentation. Okay. So I just wanted to end with a quote from Terry Davis. He was a big inspiration for me and for many developers as well. He was a crazy dude, but he had built some cool stuff. So rest in peace, King Terry. Thank you, guys. That was all. Any questions? I'm just managing everything myself, like the microphone. You just shout, guys. Yeah. I don't know what happened to the other one. Yeah. Over there.
Hi. Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I want to know, is the 3D protocol supported in any terminal? How does it work? Because the terminal has to support whatever escapes you're providing.
Yeah, so the RATI graphics protocol that I designed is only supported in RATI right now. Yeah, this one. And if the other terminals, such as, I don't know, Alacrity, they want to support this, they need a way to render these 3D things. And this is like very tightly, like this protocol is very tightly coupled with RATI itself, that it's not actually like, it's not very usable in other terminals. Because they don't have a way to render 3D objects. So they can implement it, but they need to find a way to implement it somehow. My goal with this project is to just make people think about what terminal is and how to push the terminal ecosystem further. I don't really expect anyone to actually implement this protocol or do things with it. I just wanted to do a fun experiment to think a little bit out of the box. So yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Over there.
Can you show again what you you supported something from TempleOS, like a document format, or what was it that you implemented in RADI support for like this .hc file? So is that what you now support within RADI? So you don't need to use TempleOS to render those documents?
So this is basically a Rust implementation of a TempleOS document, but it's not actually compatible with TempleOS itself. So you cannot open like HC files, like Holy C files in this editor, because Holy C, like the TempleOS, the whole thing is built on its own components, and it's not really usable by modern world or like us, like people like us, mortals. So
this is just a text file, but it has your RADI estate sequence.
yeah, exactly. This is just an example that I've built for showcasing the Ratatouille RATI widget. So this is a terminal UI that is using Ratatouille RATI to render these 3D objects. And these 3D objects are actually from TempleOS itself. That's just a fun fact. I had to run, like TempleOS is so weird. It doesn't have object files. It doesn't have GLB files. It stores those things inside of binaries, and it's so like hard to find for some reason. Like it's so cursed, but it's holy. So yeah, basically this is just a fun demo that I built. It's not really compatible.
Okay. And then on the right there, that's also not part of the document, the little icon and the...
Yeah, that's just an image built, like rendered on top of the editor. I just wanted to showcase the image rendering support in RATI, and that's the logo of TempleOS, and I just wanted to have that as a part of the demo. That's all. All right. There's one on the back, and I guess that's it. Camera died again. God damn.
I have two questions. If I understand correctly, our current terminal systems actually work with the terminal systems like we just don't have a text buffer. So when it text renders, there is like rendering capability, so we cannot use 3D rendering. So that's why you say that this only works on RADI.
Yeah. So our terminals right now, like Alacrity or Western or like Windows Terminal or whatever you use, they are all using the same standards from like 80s and 90s, which are ANSI escape sequences and like just they are all text-based. So that is why you cannot have like more in them. But Ratty is running a game engine, so it's
When you say the gaming is, I have like second question is that Ratty has the physics engine, so you can simulate the physical force and balances inside the terminal?
Yeah, yeah. So you can do many things. I actually like while I was building Ratty, I like had some crazy demos where like this is one of them. This is like the Mobius strip, and I had tried like having an animation where the terminal would turn into a liquid, and then it will just melt or something. You know, you can do anything because all you have is yeah, yeah, exactly. So those are possible. Yes. All right. One more question there.
Some terminals, I think, Ghosty support shaders. Have you thought about it as well?
Yeah, I haven't played around with it, but I'm aware Ghosty is also pushing uh, on this front as well, and maybe that's something that can be used for doing things like this. When I shared this project on the internet, people also brought it up, but personally, I haven't tried. This is like right now, Ratty is too heavy for daily use. So I use it for like live streams and demos, but it's actually you don't have to have like this game engine running to do things basically. So maybe Ghosty is a nice middle ground where you can have 3D stuff included, but also a bit like lightweight, but I haven't experimented, so that's a good point. Maybe just pass the microphone to front, yeah.
Yeah, so that Zilla then allows me to basically compile a registry application for a website, and I can have a website.
Yeah.
So I could also then like use the presenter, like so I can upload basically the showcase you just did on a website, on a folder, and then people can just click through it.
Yeah, Ratzilla is designed for the Ratatouille applications. Present term is sadly not using Ratatouille. It's doing its own thing because you don't need fancy UI widgets inside of the presentations. Ratatouille is providing those. Of course, they can use it, but I see that it makes sense to not include Ratatouille in a presentation tool. But I actually need a way to do that. So if you somehow like do the thing you just said,
Yeah,
that would be
I think like if you have like a pseudo terminal, like a layer in between, it should be possible.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But the possibilities are endless, and I just see like more terminal adoption from every front, like embedded web and I don't know what else. So like, yeah, experiment with it, man.
Cool, thank you.
All good. All right, thanks again. I guess we want to have lightning talks, right? Do we have time? We have Wesley. Can you jump on this? Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you too.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Can you put this in your pocket, maybe? Yeah, sorry, our setup is a little weird. See this one. Can you do this for me, or can I do it? Sure. Oh, wrong side. This should be good like this. All right.
Yeah, it's a bit fiddly. Let me check. Let me see. Have a look.
Do you have HDMI directory?
No, I don't.
Let's try that.
You try the other one.
Let's begin it out.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, I think we're ready. Okay, so this is a lightning talk on terminal Trove. So, but first, an introduction. I'm Wesley Hill. I'm the creator and creator of terminal Trove. So I've been a software engineer for 9+ years, and I've been based in London, the UK. And basically, I've been curating CLI and TY tools for 2.5 years. So it's recently grown to 75K plus monthly visitors. And yes, everything on the website is actually done by a real human. So I've been installing, curating the best and most interesting tools on the site. So the main tools, other than the command line that I curate, are as you heard from Orhun, TUIs. So which means text user interface. So so think of TUIs like these tools. So does anyone know which of these TUIs what they are, like the names of these tools? Yeah, HTOP. Yeah, VTOP, and the last one? Yeah, that's correct. So HTOP, VTOP, and Midnight Commander, or MC. And I'm sure most of you have used all of these in your jobs. And there's also, Lynx, Vim, and Emacs, which, they've been here for a long time, as much of lots of, TUIs have been for a long time. But the real question is, why? Why am I collecting all these, TUIs? So some of you might have thought in recent years, it might have something to do with this thing. And to its credit, everybody knows. I'm sure you know Claude Code, right? It's popularized coding agents throughout. And whether how Anthropic, I don't know why Anthropic chose a TUI for this thing for this first release. It still bewilders me. But one thing that made it even more crazier is it's crazy to see a TUI tool like Claude Code being mentioned in the Wall Street Journal. Imagine a dev tool being talked about that even non-engineers are actually using it and are blown away by it. And if you had told me that this would have been covered in the Wall Street Journal, I would have told you that you're crazy, completely crazy, out of your mind, really. So despite the popularity with TUIs, Claude Code isn't the reason why I'm collecting all these tools. In fact, the real reason why terminal Trove exists predates Claude Code by 11 years. So there's this blog called In Constellation that, as a graduate back then, I was studying computer science, that I had a look at, and I was pretty much amazed by how this person, this anonymous author, was collecting Linux TUI tools. But in 2015, the author basically said farewell, and he was, he just left, just said that, I wanted to just, go away and just do some other things. So we just thought, I'd just like to pick up where he left off. And this time we wanted to add some new tools which were built in newer TY frameworks, such as, Textualize for Python, Bubble Tea for Go by Charm, and of course, Ratatouille for Rust. So these were obviously easier alternatives to writing TUIs since they were, written in modern languages rather than using ncurses or curses in C. And we obviously covered this in a tribute post to In Constellation, just as a nod to their work. Again, so what is Terminal Trove? So it's simply, we're basically the home for all things in the terminal. And obviously you can go to terminaltrove.com to have a look. So think TUI tools, CLI tools, terminal programs, basically anything that runs in the terminal, we're interested in. So this is what the website looks like, the front page. You can explore terminal tools or, get lucky and just pick a random one. Maybe you might actually, use it. There's also below, there's categories, tool of the week, newly added tools below, and also you can browse by language if you want. So I think Rust is the biggest of all the collections right now, and then second is Golang. So most people go for the explore page, so you can even search what tool you want, get inspiration, you name it. And in this case, I filtered for Rust and tool of the week because I just wanted to, obviously, this is a Rust tool, I mean, why not? So we can just see some of the results here. So there's NetWatch, there's, I guess, Monolith, Paxi, Pick, RustScan. But we could have a look at, NetWatch. So this is NetWatch. This is what it looks like on the single tool page. And NetWatch describes itself as a real-time network diagnostics in your terminal. So as you can see, there's a tagline, there's a description of the tool, language, license, and also my favorite, install methods. So you don't have to go faffing around, and you can just install it right away. Every tool on this website has a screenshot and a GIF, so you can see what it looks like, see how it runs and all that stuff. And if you prefer not to search, you can basically have a look at the list of tools from A to Z. So there's a section on the new page where every week we have new terminal tools and obviously a label that says which one has been picked as tool of the week. You can follow along, on the RSS feed and also on the newsletter if you want. So for the tool of the week, well, this week it's Herald. Last week it was a Rust tool called Clin, which was a note management app, which is like, I think, a replacement for Obsidian. It's really cool. So we featured like the tool of the week on the site, like everywhere. And you can see a previous archive of all the tools that you can have a look at. So if you're not sure where to start, I would say, apart from Explore, you can have a look at the tool of the weeks. And lastly, well, it wouldn't be Terminal Trove without terminal emulators. So as you can see, we've got like 40+ terminal emulators on the website, and you can view them, filter by operating system, and also compare them. So as an example, for in the case of WesTerm, you can see what it looks like. You can have a look at the features, how to install WesTerm, even compare them. So in this case, Ghosty versus WesTerm, and you can obviously see that Ghosty doesn't have SIXL support, and WesTerm does. So if you're building a project using SIXL, you obviously now know which one to have a look at. And of course, we've got Ratty, So I'm sure we've got like the newer features in there, like the what's that one? Oh yeah, the inline 3D. See, there's a Temple OS icon there. So yeah, that's about it for this lightning talk. So there are other features that we didn't get to have a look at for now, such as advanced terminal comparisons, terminal AI agents, comparing them as well. And we've even got terminal Trove talks where we do a question and answer with people who have built for the terminal. So we've interviewed like Mitchell Hashimoto, creator of Ghosty, and we even interviewed Orhun himself. And we've also got another few people coming along, but obviously I think that's happening in July. So keep your eyes peeled out for that one. So yeah, if you have got any questions, feature suggestions, sponsors or collaborations, come and find me afterwards, and we can discuss. But if you don't have time, you can just DM Terminal Trove through all these links. We're Terminal Trove everywhere. So yeah, cheers, thanks.
I'd like to personally thank Wesley for his effort, because I've been trying to promote Rota 3 tools for many years now, and he was one of the first. I think he's the only big platform that is doing this type of work, and I met him just now. We've been collaborating for some time, but it's good to see that he's a real person. So thanks again, man. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
Do we have anyone else who want to do a final talk, or should we switch to networking? Just chatting. All right then. Liran, anything? Have yours. I want to, so we're still live. If you want to just do a little interview with me, come to me and we can talk about things. You can promote yourself.
I'm gonna leave this. Just yeah. Just.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Wow.
You have face mic as well, but I don't care about this.
Okay. Let's get used to this stuff. Yeah. All right. So let's start with this.
Give me your number or something.
Yeah.
I think you're so anonymous, man. You don't have
anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. Good to see you.
All right, guys. Are we still live? Let's see. No, not anymore. Hello. Hello, Internet. Hello, Internet. All right, so... all right, who's watching right now? Who's watching? Let's see the chat. You want to do an interview? Yeah. All right, so... Can you help a little? I think that's good, yeah. Okay, so tell us about yourself. Who are you? No, we just learned, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Wesley Hill. So obviously you just heard I'm the curator and creator of Terminal Trove. So I've been doing this for like 2.5 years, and basically, yeah, I mean, it's a great thing. It's a great thing to do. Look at terminal tools all day. Create them, try them out. But yeah, I'm in London, so I'm based in London, and basically that's basically what I do all day. So just look at terminal tools, try them out, that sort of thing.
If you don't mind, how do you survive doing just this? You have a day job, right? Or you just do this for a living?
So I'm also self-employed, so I've got my own business. So that's how it keeps me going. But the same time, Terminal Trove does have some sort of income from a bit of sponsors, but we don't really rely on that too much. But it's helpful. But the day job really supports my stuff. But it's my own business, so yeah.
So what should we expect from Terminal Trove going forward? Do you have any big plans? The camera just shut off 1 second. Okay, guys, sorry. Do you have like any big plans moving forward, such as, I don't know, doing a podcast, doing a like a episode or something like with Terminal people?
Yeah, there's going to be much more big plans for Terminal Trove. So yeah, we've been cooking too. We've got a few interviews coming up. We've got a few site redesigns coming up as well. We've also got a lot of features basically going to be rolling out. So keep your eyes peeled on the website.
Nice.
And also the newsletter. That's the best way to actually know the new top things from Terminal Trove.
Can you share how many subscribers you have right now?
Okay, so we have around, I think, 3,000 on the newsletter. That's as much as I know about the subscriber side. The website has around 250k page views monthly, and in terms of unique visitors, it's now, I think, 75k on average. So lots of people going to the website. There's lots of tools being added. People love them, and I see a lot of people being excited about it. Even as I know from the past on X and Blue Sky, the Clawfather himself, Pete Steinberger, actually before OpenClaw actually took notice of Terminal Trove. So that's really exciting to know about.
How do you see the quality of terminal tools changing with AI?
Yeah,
and how do you filter through those?
Yeah, that's a good question because we do see a lot of AI tools being submitted on Terminal Trove. So what we do is that we basically have a look at them. We have a criteria on our posting page, but we love the tools that make us go wow. The things that you don't know that they're possible, but you just want to, especially when you try them out. It's very it's very surprising when you actually use a tool and then it does things where you didn't even think it was possible, and you just find out that they're using AI, and it's like it has to be great if it's being used in that sort of way, because we do have some terminal tools which are actually tool of the week that have used AI, but obviously those ones have set the bar very high when they've done that. So I think that's the difference. So there are a bit of, there are some people who have posted slop tools, which we don't really, post or we don't really accept. But the ones that have used AI have got a clear, great bar in doing that. I think NetWatch has been used with AI, and basically, we still love it because we use it ourselves, and it's amazing.
So, do you remember Vortex?
Yes, I do.
That one is using AI clearly, but I have used that tool for a couple of months, and normally I am a bit careful about, and a bit let's say careful about using those types of tools. So when you see something that is built with AI, if it's working and if it's looking good, but it's clearly AI, do you accept it to the list, or do you say something like, "Hey, it's really good, but it's quality-wise, it might be risky because this is a system tool that might break some people's setups"? And do you have some additional filtering like that, or do you just update the list purely based on the looks or the functionality?
So we always look for tests if they were in there, And we also, since we try it out ourselves, we also point out some of the flaws with their tool before even, trying to even think about listing them. So some of the tools that have got like, we've seen like an uptick in some tools that their install methods use copap to bash. Originally, when we started Terminal Trove, we didn't want to list tools that have that sort of installation method. But when you actually go into Terminal Trove, you see some tools that have copap to bash, but we have like there's an icon that shows you the script, so you know what it looks like before you run it. So, but that's an optional thing. You don't have to like use that installation method. But some tools which are AI, we do look for, again, as I said, tests, but we don't like list it immediately. We always check everything else. We always check the tools, the installation. We always check all those things before we even, and we also tell the maintainer as well, because we have a bar and a criteria, so we don't like willfully list them.
That's totally fair. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for being here and giving the likeness on. Yeah, of course. I mean, I just wanted to meet you for a long time now, and we finally got the chance. So thanks a lot again, man. Yeah. So guys, I will stop the live stream because the camera is slowly dying. Do you have any other like last words? Otherwise, we are wrapping this up. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the technical issues, but this was unplanned. This was quite unplanned. So next time you can be sure that it's gonna be much better now that we have this experience. So yeah. Any last words? Rust Nation forever. I should have flew out of Berlin. Is the camera firmware written C by any chance? Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, thanks for joining, guys. Again, I'm not gonna be able to read all the messages, but don't worry, it was still nice for sharing this. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna just head out. I'm gonna see you guys next time when we do this next month. And if you wanna give a talk, come to Berlin, hang out with me. You got my Discord, you got my email, you got my LinkedIn, you got everything. So we're gonna talk later, guys. Thanks for joining again, and I'm out. Take care. Thank you. My girlfriend is watching the live stream. Love you, babe. All right. See you guys.